over this again. One of the nations that Joshua conquered, according to the Old Testament, in the book of Joshua, chronicling the career of Joshua, who was the general of Israel's army. Israel, the people of Israel, they were ruled by a general after being ruled by a prophet. That's what Moses was. He was a prophet. This is how he was moving, like a shepherd, really like a pastor, really, more so like that, like a caretaker, right? It was so bad. You remember Jethro, whose name is also Ruel, had to tell him how to delegate and show him how to create a structure, because Moses was going to see all 3 million Israelites one-on-one. Like, hey, man, I can't see you this year, but I'll definitely get you in there for... Moses was trying to do it all. So here comes Joshua to go against all of the Pantheon, because it was a revisiting of the wars that was going on in the Pantheon at that time. Apparently, gods were fighting each other all day, every day, because it was reflected in the people that called on them. They was always at war. So I don't think the two gods or the groups of gods being represented in these wars between nations were necessarily shaking hands. I don't think it was going like that. Like, all right, my believers and your believers, tonight is a showdown. I don't think it went like that. And I think those gods were fighting. Their groups of whatever was under them was fighting, and it just spilled over into this realm. But Joshua, who represented all of the toughness, the sternness, the no nonsense, really the brutality, really, he was eradicating everything. He was like a plague to anybody that wasn't calling on Yahweh. You ain't want to be a person who didn't call on Yahweh in the time of Joshua. This man was nothing short of a terror, nothing short of a terror. So how does this apply to AI? Because AI is back. And where's Joshua? Now, where's the one that conquers the kings? Where's the one that pushes the other energy? Because for all intents and purposes, you can look at all the social media spaces like a realm of a million gods. And if you're gonna have a Joshua type of energy, and if your people need you to be a general rather than a caretaker, then as Joshua, you're gonna have to be the one who marches on with your mission. There's gonna be a time for diplomacy, but not in the demonstration of what you're representing. At that time, that's not the diplomacy time. The diplomacy time is when you're making deals or whatever, and you're talking to the people outside of what you're doing. But when you're doing what you do, if your people are relying on you to be a real leader, if your family unit is, kind of like a contingency behind enemy lines in this time that we're in, then as a general, marching is the kind of energy you want to have. You kind of want to go into it a little warrior-like, because economics and wealth is actually warfare. It's actually warfare. Influence, all of this, to project yourself, even to produce, has its own warfare. There's going to be something that is going to attack your crop. So consider that part two to the weaponizing of compassion and the dilemma of survivor's remorse. Super T Sigma programming. Stay illuminated.